Finally, as we near the end of Black History Month, this week NBC News is focusing on the state of the struggle, the push and pull along the winding road to acceptance, opportunity, and equality for Black Americans. Race always seems to be the conversation that's easy to have at those moments that we can't look away, when the pain or outrage is so extreme, when we're forced to see with fresh eyes, hear with new awareness that the struggle is not finished. Too often, though, it's a short window of engagement. Time passes, attentions focus elsewhere. The struggle fades into the broader public shadows, despite the tireless efforts of those shining the light. In the meantime, we rightfully celebrate moments of Black achievement, each a symbol of a growing enlightenment that we want to hope brings us closer to the end of the struggle than the beginning. If only it was the only measure of progress. To truly know where we're going, we have to take a full account of where we are right now, the state of the struggle. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.